Guys, welcome back to my bubble. And in today's video, as you can see by the title, I kind of sort of have like a tag video. I don't know, maybe it's a challenge, maybe it's a tag, I don't know, whatever it is. If you consider this as a tag, then feel free to recreate this and tag me in it, because I would love to see what you guys come up with. Okay, so what this video tag challenge is going to be about is pretty much how we associate our fragrances, our perfumes, with emotions, places, a person, memories. A lot of us identify our memories with perfumes, places, people, events, just scenarios that have occurred in our life. I know I do that all the time, hence why I have like a handful of all-time favorite perfumes, because they just hold special memories. They trigger certain emotions in me. They remind me of people, places, things, events that have occurred in my life. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that feels that way. Here I am going to be sharing with you guys five, is it five? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 different categories that each have a special perfume attached to it. These fragrances make me feel the way, they trigger certain emotions, certain feelings, they remind me of certain things, certain people, and it's a beautiful feeling. It's a beautiful feeling. So if you guys are interested in this video, just keep on watching. So the first category that I have here is a perfume that reminds you of being younger. And for me is, well, I have a few that remind me of being younger, but I don't have them in my collection. But the one I do have is DKNY Cashmere. And this fragrance reminds me of my middle school years, 7th and 8th grade. I remember wearing this, not because I owned it. My aunt, that bougie aunt that I'm always talking about, had this in her collection. And I was just that niece who loved to play with all of her things. Like, I literally played with her heels. I played with her perfume bottles. I sprayed all of her perfumes. Like, I really just admired everything about her. And it's so funny because my mom tells me now that I'm exactly like her. Like, my attitude, just the way that I am, just everything about me is like that bougie aunt of mine. And she used to have this in her collection, and I used to wear it every morning to go into school. This is a very floral, elegant, clean, musky, feminine type of fragrance. It's a beautiful, beautiful scent. It leans a bit more on the mature side, but I love my mature fragrances. A little bit powdery on the dry down, definitely musky, floral, like I said, a tad bit sweet, clean, and just very feminine, very, very pretty. DKNY Cashmere. This next category is a perfume that reminds you of falling in love. Now, I don't have it in my collection, but I will insert a picture right here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Everybody knows about this one. It is Britney Spears Curious. That perfume, you guys. So I think it was my aunt who owned that perfume. And of course, I sprayed it. I loved it, blah, blah, blah. It was my freshman year in high school. And then I think she gifted me that perfume for Christmas. She gifted me, like, I think the middle size or the small bottle. I don't know which one it was. But then I was notorious for wearing that perfume, you guys. Like, I wore it all the time. I used it up. I finished it. And then I remember a boy gifted me that perfume for, was it Christmas or my birthday? I don't know. Just when I ran out of it, he gifted me the huge bottle of Britney Spears Curious. You guys, I wore this all throughout my freshman and sophomore year in high school. Like, that boy that gifted me that, he would sniff my breeze when I walked past him, just because he loved that scent. And it reminds me of high school, my high school years, fun times, good times, unbothered, just living and just being happy and young. Britney Spears Curious. It has a special place in my heart, and it was the first perfume that a boy ever gifted me. I actually haven't smelled it in a really, really long time, but from what I remember, it was just something fresh, clean, soapy, a little bit sparkling, and it had like a vintage vibe to it. It was beautiful. Back then, for me, it was just beautiful. And I would love to get my nose on that one again, just so it can like transport me back to those years where everything was just beautiful. Beautiful. Next up is a perfume that reminds you of your favorite trip or vacation. Now, my favorite trip or vacation. I think I want to say I have two favorite trip, vacation, slash vacation, whatever. And for both, I brought, you guys guessed it, Michael by Michael Kors. This is my all-time favorite. I love this scent. I have so many memories attached to this perfume, you guys. It's amazing. It's just crazy how when I sniff it, like so many just memories just rush, all different types, and it's beautiful. They're all beautiful memories. And when I sniff it, I think of when I went to Florida, Port St. Lucie, Florida, for spring break. I was in college, my last year in college, and I went there and I was wearing this. It was so crazy because I was wearing this day, night, all the time, morning, evening. And now that I sniff it, now that my nose is more developed, this is not a perfume you want to wear during the daytime. Like, this is really strong. This is definitely a nighttime perfume. But I was notorious. I was wearing this bright, sunny, hot days in Florida. It's very, very strong, very potent, very bold. I love this fragrance. I took it to that vacation. I also brought it with me to Jamaica when I went to Jamaica back in 2018, I think it was. 2018? Was it 2018? Yeah, 2018. And that was another one of my favorite vacations. But it just, I have so many good memories with this. Vacation, no vacation, here in the States, in New York. Like, this is beautiful. So next category is a perfume that smells like your favorite person in the world. Now that's hard because I have 3 favorite people. Well, one is not a person, but you guys know it's my dog, and I don't have a doggy scent, so we got a process of elimination here. And then the second person is my daughter, Brie, my oldest. So the perfume that reminds me of her is Fancy Girl by Jessica Simpson. Now, this perfume was my baby. I remember I discovered this perfume when I was pregnant with the twins. And I really wasn't trying to get this one. I remember I had sent her to purchase Fancy, like the regular Fancy, to go get Fancy for me, and she came back home with this one. And then I told her, no, it's not that one, it's Fancy. And then I showed her a picture. She went back and she got it. So I ended up giving her this one because she liked it. Now, during my pregnancy with the girls, I hated this fragrance. Like, I know it smelled good, but it was, for my nose, I couldn't stand it. It was unbearable. It was obnoxious. I could not. My baby girl, I remember then, she was 12 and in the 7th grade. She would rock this, you guys. She would spray it on there in the morning. She smelled good. Like, I knew she smelled good, but it just bothered me. It was the pregnancy, the hormones. I could not smell it. It was just, bleh. To me, it was, bleh, you know? But it smelled so good on her. She smelled like this all throughout the day. She would come back home at 3 in the afternoon smelling the same way. And it was just so, so pretty. Like, it's just like the memories. It brings me back to that time. And during my pregnancy, like my pregnancy with the twins, it was in the most pleasant pregnant. Like, I just hated everything about it. But this fragrance just reminds me of Brie. Like, I hated the fragrance, but I love that she had it. Like, do you understand? Like, just because she had it on, I love it. And every time I smell it, like, I think of her because she was always wearing this. It's weird. But it's just a very pretty, girly, feminine scent. Also, when I smell this perfume, it makes me think of Paris Hilton back in her younger years. Like, that's what that reminds me of. It's very girly and feminine and bright and pretty. A little bit fruity, a little bit sweet. Definitely very perfumey. It's never losing that perfumey touch that it has. But very feminine and girly, and something that a young, pretty girl would definitely rock. And this reminds me of Brandy. And I did say I do have another favorite person. I feel like I'm cheating here because I'm giving you two, you know. But the first person is my mama. Well, she's the first, Bree's the second, but we're talking about my mama now. My mom, I don't have this perfume in my collection, but it is Eternity by Calvin Klein. And yeah, like I remember when I was younger, my mom was always wearing that fragrance and I loved it. Like I loved it on her, I loved it on myself, and anytime I have the chance to smell it, I do, because it just reminds me of my mom. It reminds me of the mornings when she used to wear her crisp white button-ups to go to work, and then she would be smelling like this. Calvin Klein Eternity is a very dewy, green, earthy, white, floral, heavy, feminine, elegant scent. Definitely leans more on the mature side. I love my mature old lady type of fragrances. To me, they just yell classic, vintage, elegant. That's all I get from that, and it definitely is one that my mom was known for wearing, and every time I smell it, I think of her. That one and Exclamation. And Exclamation she used to wear, I remember when I was a little girl back in the Dominican Republic. I was 3 years old, but when I smell it, it's crazy how I remember my mom wearing that, and I was only 3. Like it's crazy how perfume just triggers your memories. I love it. I love it. And the last category is a perfume that has a memory tied to it that you want to keep all to yourself. I have a lot, actually. I have a lot of those, but I'm only going to share 2 here. I'm only going to share 2 because that's it. And I'm just going to show you the perfumes, and I'm not going to say anything else about it because it says you want to keep it all to yourself, and that's what I'm going to do. So it is Burberry Body, not her, Body. I love it. Will forever love it. Will forever have it in my collection. Always, always. And Christian Dior Addict. Yeah, high school, freshman year. Yeah, this is college, nighttime, city life, fun times. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. That is all I'm gonna say. These 2, love. All right, you guys, so that concludes this video. I will put the tags and the category in the description box down below for anyone who wants to recreate this video. I tag you, and you. Feel free, and make sure you tag me so that I can watch your video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.